situation wherein not only did we record the account in the gospel according to Matthew, it's also recorded in John. And as I explained to you, it is for emphasis sake. It is for something that should be almost indelible in your memory. And it also said to us that we will always remember this woman for what she has done, for the amount, the level of appreciation she had shown unto Jesus for what Jesus has done in her life. Brothers and sisters, I am here to show you that what you are doing today is biblical. It's my pleasure to tell you that not only has it been done before, but that there are rewards and just desires for appreciating the man and the woman of God. But let us first consider different forms of appreciation. So if you are taking notes, you can title this different forms of appreciation or types of appreciation. The first type of appreciation, and the most popular type of appreciation, is just to say thank you. Just to say thank you. And that shows that you appreciate what was done for you, or what was done to you, or the effort that was put into making you happy. Let us read Acts chapter 28. The Acts of the Apostle. Chapter 28. Verses 1 to 2. If somebody's, oh well. And when they were escaped, then they knew that the island was called Melita, and the barbarous people showed us no little kindness, for they kindled a fire and received us every one because of the present rain and because of the cold. Flip on down to verses 7, and then you go to verse 10. Verse 7 says, in the same quarters were possessions of the chief man of the island, whose name was Publius, who received us and lodged us 3 days courteously. Verse 10, who also honored us with many honors, and when we were departed, they laded us with such things as were necessary. Here we see St. Paul thanking the Melitanians for what they've gone ahead to do for them. Because you can understand missionaries in those days where, I won't want to use the normal words, poor as church rats. But here are people who knew them not from anywhere, but just accepted the goodness in them, the gospel which they brought to them, and provided to their needs. Not only did they take care of them as they were there, they actually took care of them and gave them things to help them in their journey through. I am putting this to you, that what you are doing here is just according to what was done to St. Paul in the days of the Acts of the Apostle. I want you also to flip over to 2 Samuel chapter 2, verse 5. So that you won't say Brother Shino is teaching us from the New Testament. Go on to 2 Samuel chapter 2, verse 5. And David sent messengers unto the men of Jabesh Gilead, and said unto them, Blessed be ye of the Lord, that ye have showed this kindness unto your Lord, even unto Saul, and have buried him. King David here is remarkably thanking some people, again, who had no reason to do what they did by burying King Saul. But he still thanked them. And that's the simple thing which I'm trying to say to you. Simple thank you is a form of appreciation. Second form, praising. And that's with the ing, praising. The next popular form or type of appreciation is praising. Please open your book or your Bible to 1 Samuel chapter 18. 1 Samuel chapter 18. Please read verses 6 to 7. 1 Samuel 18, verse 6 to 7. And it came to pass, as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistines, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Saul, with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music. And the women answered one another as they played, and said, Saul hath slain his thousands, and David his 10,000s. So the next popular type of appreciation is praise. The next popular type of appreciation is praise, and I will also give you, if you have, you can write it down, John chapter 4, verse 28 to 30. The Gospel according to John chapter 4, 28 to 30 is another place you will find wherein praise was used as a form of appreciation. The third type of appreciation is gift giving. We show appreciation to someone by giving them a gift, by giving them a token of appreciation, by packaging something. We are all used to this. And now, please, do not equate gift giving to bribing. Okay? Gift giving really is wherein you are giving back to the person that, ministered unto you, touched your heart, did something. You are not trying to influence the person to do something for you. Okay? And that is and we can see this in Joshua chapter 19. Joshua chapter 19. Joshua chapter 19, 49 to 50. Joshua chapter 19, 49 to 50. When they had made an end of dividing the land for inheritance by their coasts, the children of Israel gave an inheritance to Joshua, the son of Nun, among them. According to the word of the Lord, they gave him the city which he asked. Even Timarasera, in the mount of Ephraim, he built the city and dwelt therein. As we all know, Joshua took over from Moses. Joshua led the people of Israel into Canaan land. And because of all his effort, because of what he did, because of his impartation in the life of the Israelites, they decided to thank him with a gift. Under normal circumstances, Joshua should not have gotten a place or a city unto himself. But they said, look, you've done this. We say thank you. Here is a city. And it says that Joshua dwelt in it, with him and his family. He actually built the city unto his name. Now, another example of gift giving will be seen by King Belshazzar in Daniel chapter 5. Daniel chapter 5, verse 7. Daniel chapter 5, verse 7. Says the king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers. And the king spake and said to the wise men of Babylon, whosoever shall read this writing and show me the interpretation thereof, shall be clothed with scarlet, and have a chain of gold around about his neck, and shall be the third ruler in the kingdom. Now, again, that is an example of gift giving. Now, it might look a little bit like bribery, but it's saying to the person that, look, if you do this, I will do this for you. If you will have earned this gift which I'm about to give to you. That's the same way we might be doing today in appreciation for Pastor and Pastor Mrs. What I want us to understand is that by going ahead to take a day and accord it Pastor's Appreciation Day, they've not asked for it. There is no reason for it. The normal human being is a give me mentality. But we are not normal. We are abnormal. Because we are extraordinary. We are a royal priesthood. We live according to the tenets of God. And the tenets of God basically tells you, you have to be grateful. And so, I am going to go ahead and show you the repercussions or the rewards of acts of appreciation. Number one reward, or number one repercussion of acts of appreciation is that an appreciated person feels good. An appreciated person feels encouraged. An appreciated person feels inspired. As a matter of fact, it energizes an appreciation person to do something more, to go the extra mile. Because you have acknowledged what he or she has done to you, they want to go ahead and continue to do it, or even do it greater. And now, because of that, I want you to read Luke chapter 19, verses 5 to 6. Luke chapter 19, verse 5 and 6. I'm sorry, I hope I'm not boring you. Luke chapter 19, the Gospel according to St. Luke. Chapter 19, verse 5 and 6. And when Jesus came to the place, he looked up and saw him and said unto him, Zacchaeus, make haste, come down, for today I must abide at thy house. And he made haste, and he came down and received him joyfully. He made haste, and he came down and received him joyfully. You and I saw that Zacchaeus felt good. Zacchaeus felt encouraged. Zacchaeus felt so energized he wanted to do more. How do we know that he wanted to do more? Flip on to verse 8. And Zacchaeus stood and said unto the Lord, Behold, Lord, half of my goods I have given to the poor. And if I have taken anything from any man by false accusation, I restore him fourfold. Not one, not equal, not twice, not three, but fourfold. In other words, he was energized to do more. Under normal circumstances, Zacchaeus was not eligible to have Jesus come to his place to eat. He was a tax collector. Under the Jewish tabernacle, a tax collector is the worst of sinners. You guys don't understand. A tax collector is the worst of sinners. Now, the Jews don't. The Jews hate every other person. Then they hate the Romans the most because they colonized them. But because you're a tax collector, you know why you're a tax collector? You're collecting taxes from the Jews to give to the Romans. So they hate the Romans, and now you are serving the Romans and punishing them. So the worst sinners, according to the Jews, were tax collectors. Zacchaeus was a tax collector. Ironically, Matthew was what? A tax collector too. So you do see that we have a leader in Jesus Christ who is, what did I use? Abnormal. He made friends with tax collectors. He made friends with Zacchaeus. He sat down in Zacchaeus' house, ate, and because he appreciated Zacchaeus, Zacchaeus was encouraged to do more. Second reward. Acts of appreciation are indelible in memory. Indelible in memory means they last forever. You can read Matthew 26, verse 13. That was our passage, one of the passages today. Verse 13 of our passage today says, "Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done, be told for a memorial for her." They live forever. Okay? The plaques that you have at home, the award certificates that you have at home are there forever. They are indelible. They are meritorious. Ceremonies are indelible. Even if you other people forget, you don't, because you have the photograph, right? Those things bring your marriage certificate is indelible in memory. It lasts forever. And guess that is why even the world, especially like in sports, when an athlete goes far and above and beyond, their expectation, they put up, they retire their jersey, or they put up a banner in the recognition of them, and it's never to be forgotten. For sports fan, Derek Jeter is a perfect example. New York Yankees. Mark Piazza for the Mets. Kobe Bryant for LA Lakers. I mean, who will forget Kobe? It's impossible. All right? Sam Okparaji for Super Eagles. John Opongwea of Liberia. Many, many people. People, even your currency tells you, when you look at the money you spend, it is because these people have gone ahead and done things that are appreciated, and they're now indelible in our memory. My prayer to each and every one of us is that you will do things to other people that will make them continue to pray for you. Because at times, you understand what it means? When somebody says, if not for you, I won't be where I am. That person is blessing you forever. May we continue to be blessed under God in Jesus' name. Let me end this sermon by saying that appreciation is a two-way thing. Appreciation is earned via actions, of course, and appreciation has to be given. Appreciation is earned, and appreciation has to be given. And the reason why we have to make sure we do that is so that each party does not feel weary or tired in doing what they are doing. Okay? Everyone here will agree with me that Pastor Johnson and Pastor Mrs. Josephine have earned our appreciation. If you agree with me, please rise on your feet and repeat after me. Pastor, Mrs., come forward, please. Come forward. Turn around, face your congregation. You're going to repeat after me. Thank you, pastors.
Thank you, pastors.
We love you, pastors.
We love you, pastors.
We appreciate you, pastors.
We appreciate you, pastors.
Happy Pastors Appreciation Day.
Happy Pastors Appreciation Day.
A round of applause. Please be seated. Thank you very much. Finally, I read to you the words of a hymn penned by Isaac Watts. How beauteous are their feet, who stand in Zion's hills, who bring salvation in their tongues, and words of peace reveal. How cheering is their voice, how sweet the tidings are, how blessed are our ears that hear this joyful sound. Pastor, Mrs. Olatunde, I salute you, and may God bless you.
Praise God.